Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 18th of February. So looking at the euro dollar first, and well, it continues its it's stepping its way down slightly. Now, just by looking at the size of the bars here, the momentum of this downward move seems to be slowing up. Whether it can pull back and get towards that weekly pivot, let alone the monthly pivot, is another matter. But at the moment, still looking softish. But as I said, there's a sort of rising RSI with a dropping price, and if you can look at that, you can look at the MACD there. There's a bit of divergence going on. We could be looking for a little bit more, bit of a reversal here. Daily pivot just fractionally above. It's the potentials there may be a break through that 60-50, and the daily pivot break above that may clear the way for potentially a slightly bigger correction. Nothing's obviously guaranteed, but it does look like there's some potential there. Now, the UK, we've got data out this morning for the pound. Average earnings and is the main number of the figures, but this employment numbers coming out there, so that's the key focus for this morning at 9:30. So we'll be stepping carefully, leading into that. At the moment, the pound is selling off, and it never quite managed to push back up yesterday. It just pops and drops really a little bit there, and it's certainly dropping at the moment. There's no real signs of anything here. I'm looking at maybe a bit of momentum divergence kicking through here, but not into any. It has actually just come back to the more significant support, and it's broken it. So I was looking at the prior highs as a bit of a tester there around that 28.82 area, but it's just broken that. So maybe a very flat 200, which is flat moving averages tend to be easier to break through, as we've seen with the 500 moving average that's up here. They tend to give less support or resistance. Anyway, so we'll see. At the moment, it's looking soft. It's early doors. It's just 10 past 8 or 12 minutes past 8 as I'm recording this. So that's the pound looking soft. Maybe given opportunities for retrace to sell into. Okay, let's look at the dollar yen. Dollar yen yesterday was barely moving, and there we are. Very small range yesterday. Sold off a little bit through the pound dollar. The dollar sold off a little bit during that phase, but we're sort of looking at last week, and it's just such a range bound at the moment. It's pitching back into that range at the moment, and well, there's nothing significant here. If it breaks the highs at 109.80 sort of a zone, well, it's got a bunch of moving averages which it may just chop through, but it may be on for the previous highs there, yesterday's highs. But as I said, it's very small movements. Aussie dollar minutes were out last night. Well, you can see that didn't really help things. I'll say last night for through the Asian session. Aussie selling off there, looking pretty weak where it's sitting at the moment, even on this 4-hourly. Momentum really switched, and a bit of divergence on the hourlies, maybe enough to stall things at the moment, but unless it was to break above the 66.95 sort of zone, to me it's still looking soft and weak, but we'll see what happens with that. It's looking, as I say, looking poor at the moment. Canadian dollar just looking just for see if there's similar sort of movements going through here. It has softened against the US dollar. The US dollar's pushing up again, look, and maybe that daily pivot's in sight, but all looks a bit thin on the ground in terms of movements there. Finally, it's a quick look at the Canadian dollar. Okay, so selling off again here. It's softened, never managed to hold on to its gains from the hawkish news last week, and it's rolled over, broken through the sort of prior lows there. So looking on the soft side now, and that too may just roll over. Looking at the analysis we did yesterday in the trading room, and well, Aussie dollar was flattish in terms of sentiment there. Pound is still down to flat. CAD still weak. Euro, well, there's some signs of bullishness there with the bigger traders coming into the markets, maybe buying futures. Yen was soft, and the New Zealand dollar was soft. So it really is. We're seeing pretty much where the big money's going. Is showing. Right. That's pretty much it for me. I'll be back in the morning. Bye for now.